breakthrough in second place. Ukraine are going to have a nervy wait to see if 3 points will be enough. At this stage, looks very unlikely, but we shall see. Lots to talk about from those two results, which we'll do here in studio. And in a lot of ways, Didi, is it what we predicted? We definitely thought we were going to get more from Ukraine, but Austria, were they the second best team in this group?
Yeah, I think without a shadow of a doubt on tonight's evidence, you've got to say they've been in a different league. It was a heavyweight against a bantam. It was a mismatch over 90 minutes. And we'll raise that in commentary. You know, the last 50 minutes, when you do play or when you watch games, the feeling is always, or you always say, you get one more chance.
Yeah.
You get one more chance. If you play long balls, whatever happens, a ball doesn't get cleared or it drops and it falls for somebody, you always get one more chance. They didn't. And they never looked like scoring for the whole of the 90 minutes. Austria could have had more, should have had more. And I think they'll give Italy a game. You know, as I said before, these guys all play for top half clubs in the Bundesliga. I think the way they played today with Alaba on the left, obviously against Yarmolenko, I think worked really well. Whether he's going to do it again in the next game remains to be seen. But these are good players. It's a very hard-working team, and you don't get chances easily against them. And obviously the way Ukraine played, as wasteful as they were, you know, we picked 10 clips out at half-time. I think Damien has another 10 over the second half. I've hardly seen, at this level, a team being as wasteful and as bad in possession as Ukraine, and this is usually one of their strengths. Yeah, look, Damien, we're going to look at analysis in a little while, but just your reaction to what you saw there, Austria, they were just so much better.
Austria very good. Just echoing what Didi said there, I don't think they're up against much, which is bizarre at this level, trying to qualify out of a group, out of European Championships. You know, with 10, 15 minutes left, they're potentially out, and there's no change of gear, nothing with them. No aggression, just a miserable watch. They went out, well, potentially they're going out with a whimper. Like, it's as bad a performance as I've seen. And, you know, you don't like to show the clips twice. Diddy obviously, you know, showed the clips that have been awful in the first half, but they were so bad in the second half, we're just going to have to show them again. Shevchenko gets an awful lot of stick in the Ukraine for being Russian-speak, and obviously the parts where he lives in the Ukraine, they like to beat him with that stick, the fans do. And I tell you, that was so bad that if he went to, you know, a language school and did a crash course in Ukrainian for the rest of the summer, I still don't know how that would save him, because that's as bad as I've seen. And if any viewers saw them against North Macedonia for 45 minutes, as bad as I've seen. He's been flirting with AC Milan all summer, saying he'd like to manage, coach there. Well, he won't be managing at the San Siro anytime soon off the back of that.
I don't know if he's going to be managing at the Euros anytime soon off the back of that either, but we'll see. Welcome back, where Austria have booked their place in the knockout stages. It's the first time, Didi, since 1964 they've been past the group stages. You can see by their reaction after the match, they were thrilled with this result, and they really earned it. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when you go to a game like this, you know, the pressure doesn't get any bigger, because, you know, well, obviously there's still a chance for Ukraine to go through on 3 points, but you know the winner takes it all, goes through to the next round, and the loser's probably going home. And, you know, they go home to the base now, to their hotel, knowing they're still in the tournament. You know, a different scenario, they could be packing their bags and going on holiday. So, you know, it was a knockout game without being a knockout game. But I think it will stand them in good stead. And, you know, the expectations are high, because this is probably the best crop of players they had for a long time. And as you said, in the last tournament, they were very disappointing. I had them down as dark horses. They were majorly disappointing. Damien is smiling and laughing, because I think I told everybody how good they are. And after about 10 days, they were on the plane back home. So, and expectations are pretty high, even though they haven't achieved much in the last 20 or 30 years. And but as I said, there's so many players, and they play for good clubs, they play good roles in their clubs, they're regulars in their respective clubs, and that just sometimes you want to push them on, because I think sometimes they don't know how good they are or how good they can be. Obviously, the doubt about Arnautovic, he lasted for 80 odd minutes, still a huge question mark for me about his fitness levels. But as I said, against Italy, you know, these guys play in Germany. It's a very disciplined side, you know, and I think it's very hard to break these guys down.
And Baumgartner, obviously, he would be very helpful if he could play in the next game, because he was brilliant in the first half hour when he had to come off with that head injury. But no, I think it'll be a very good game against Italy, and the Wembley as well.
I have to say though, Jackie, Diddy's got so excited by Austria all day today. He's either half Austrian or he's at holiday home there, and I don't know which is which. He's all over them.
You're non-committal, Didi.
He's not giving much away.
He's not giving
probably the
much
holiday
away.
home.
It must be.
It's only in an hour, and my kids got Austrian passports.
There you go. There you go.
There was something behind it.
Yeah, obviously, I'm from Munich, Bavaria. It's very close to the border. A lot of people go there on holiday. You may have been skiing. It is a beautiful country, and they produce not only good skiers, they also produce some very good footballers. And I think we saw a lot of them on show tonight.
I haven't been yet, Didi, but I'll take that as an invitation. Thanks a million.
Anytime.
All right, let's get into the game as we look back on some of this analysis. Damien, in the first half, you were raging with this Ukrainian team about how sloppy they were. They continued in the second half as well.
It was probably Diddy more the first half raging with them, and I've just carried on the second half. You wouldn't catch lads with hangovers in the Phoenix Park on a Sunday morning missing these type of passes. Is it funny? I don't know. It's funny at the start, and then it starts to make you a bit angry at this level. A lot of the time behind it, it's even Zinchenko, Champions League finalist, Premier League, multiple winner now. I said before the game in the match lineups he can do more, and absolutely does, or doesn't, sorry. Plays with an absolute cigar out. If he played like this, trust me, he wouldn't even be in a squad of 24 at Manchester City. So bad, Jackie. And this is him here, starting to show aggression, bravery. That's not bravery. Get on the ball, make clean, crisp passes. Not this type of stuff here. So, it carried on for the whole 90 minutes, and it's so bad you start to think there's something untoward or something up in the camp, because, like I said, it's as bad a 90 minutes as I've seen at top-level football ever. Ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was, what, a minute, 90 seconds. Little clips. Diddy's was the same at half-time. It could have been an awful lot longer. Yeah.
It was terrible. Really, it was. What about Austria then, Didi? They had a couple of other chances. They could have nicked another one here. Yeah,
they did, but they were so much in control. They committed players forward. They didn't show that urgency, because they scored a goal they didn't need to. This is Schlager had an excellent game. The last in commentary said it. And this is Arnautovic, he just swings a leg. I think Leiner's coming from an offside position here. They can't get on the end of this, but they were so comfortable. And obviously, as long as it's 1-0, because the draw would have obviously helped Ukraine into second spot. You want that second goal, but even at 1-0, you never felt there's a real danger they're going to concede. And the way they passed the ball, they were calm. I know they were up against a really bad team tonight, but the calmness, the composure they showed when they played out from the back, it was just brilliant. Even though you play against a team that's not really playing well or playing badly, you still have to do a job, and they couldn't have done it any better anymore tonight. I think it was impressive, even though you've got to say it was against very limited opposition. For
all of their dominance, Damien, they had those chances. If Ukraine had taken one of these chances that you're going to show us, suddenly this is a very different prospect.
Yeah, they obviously would have went above Austria, which is strange. This is obviously off a set piece here, and it's actually would have been an OG, so it's not even a Ukrainian head that gets on it, as you can see here. Good save from the keeper, but listen, they huffed, they puffed, and as the game wore on, you think, OK, change of gear, just let's throw everything at it, but it just never came. Yaremchuk, he's a handful. He tried to bully the Austrian backline all day, comes close there, but listen, that was it, nothing else. And like Didi said, Austria were very, very comfortable.
We had just the one goal. It came in the first half, Didi. We're going to take another look back on this. And look, Baumgartner did have to go off after this, but he definitely played his part.
Well, I think this is as good a finish as you see in this championship, because it's a skill in itself to time that challenge to stick his leg out. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's the only way, because he's slightly behind the Ukrainian defender, the only way I get on this ball is if I go with my studs. And he sticks his leg, he makes great contact. It's a very hard thing to do, It's a very skillful finish, and I thought it was excellent, and bearing in mind that he may have had a bit of a dizziness or maybe even concussion, doing this while he had that clash of heads about 10-15 minutes before is just exceptional. He's a very good player, great finisher. He plays for Hoffenheim. I think quite a few clubs are after him. He's only in his early 20s, great prospect, and fingers crossed his header's okay and he can take part in the next game, because I think Austria is a much better side with him in it.
They're going to want him, Damien, aren't they? He was having a great game.
Absolutely, yeah. Jackie, just intrigued to see whether he's going to be fit now. We're talking about HIAs and concussion at half-time, so watch this space where he is available for the next game.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Their next game coming up against Italy at Wembley on Saturday night.